One item from a classic Antiques Roadshow episode stood out to expert John Foster, who admitted he was jealous of the unique Napoleonic replica. Brought in by a couple of guests, the sizable model depicted the Vendôme, and the history and dimensions of the piece caught John's eye on the BBC series. After revealing the item could be worth an eye-watering amount, he exclaimed, "I'm very jealous," as the guests took in the unexpected news. The two owners arrived with a huge statue, the size of which took John by surprise. "So, when I heard you were bringing in a bronze column with the figure of Napoleon on top, I thought it was going to be for the mantel," he remarked. Taking in the proportions of the item, he continued, "But this is... it's more monumental. What's going on? We don't know, really," the guest replied. "We know that has been in the family for about 120 years, minimum. And has literally just sat in the dining room in the corner all that time. We know it represents one of his battles, but I don't actually know which one." Turning to her accompanying guest, she said, "You found something out?" "Yes, he was a replica of Napoleon in Vendôme, Paris," the woman explained. "Exactly," John commented. "And the column is cast from captured cannon. All of this on Napoleon's column is spiraling victories, all cast in sectional pieces, this sort of size a fantastic achievement. This one is sheet bronze, modeled on the Trajan victory column in Rome, which is showing these sorts of spiraling battle scenes. Here, that quality of the casting is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous," he detailed, "and one of the fascinating things about it is it was constructed by Napoleon to commemorate the Battle of Austerlitz, which was in 1805, and it's dated in the front as 1805. It's modeled on Trajan's column, which is in Rome, and the beauty of the original, and this one, is the detail is staggering. One of the things I find fascinating about monuments and statues is over their history, emperors, rulers, kings and queens go into favor, they come out of favor. And with this at the end of the Napoleonic Wars, he was obviously out of favor. So what do? They attach ropes to it and try and pull it down. And purely on size and scale, I don't think this is something you'd buy on your grand tour or your trip to that area. This is, for me, more important than that. It's someone who's been involved with the restoration of the column, I think is a presentation piece to someone of note who had somebody who is involved in some way, and that makes this special." The Antiques Roadshow specialist then turned to the owners and asked them, "Do you like it?" Yeah, one responded. "Has a part of the family, you know. Poor boy, fairy lights around the column every Christmas." Taken aback, John replied, "Oh, okay, so you have actual fairy lights going around? Ah, okay." The two guests laughed at John's confusion before he added, "Because it's a real statement piece, it is a tricky one to value. But I would say easily at auction comfortably £20,000 to £30,000. The guests gasped in disbelief as one remarked, "That's very nice." Yeah, I'm very jealous," John admitted before concluding, "Keep wrapping those fairy lights around it." Antiques Roadshow airs on Sundays at 8 p.m. on BBC One.